And we are live from LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and I think that's it. It's Revening's Whiskey Wednesday. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday, revenue party people. We've got hot topics, hot prizes, and even hotter guests. So let's get right into it. Please let me know in the comments where y'all are tuning in from. I want to know, like, what city? I know, Rob, you are here. I see you in the comments, and I met him for coffee, actually, in person today. I love a good in-person meeting sparked by LinkedIn. Thank you to the power of LinkedIn. But let's get into tonight's show because we have epic, legendary LinkedIn guests to share with you tonight about last week's Amp Up Live in Toronto with the Morgan, Ingram, and Aneesh. Well, we'll get into that here in just a second. But let me just tell you a little bit about tonight's prizes. So you saw them on the intro video, so I'm going to make this quick. Hashtag marketing is going to enter you to win 1 month free in my group coaching session where we're teaching you how to go live, teaching you how to monetize your live stream, teaching you how to build your marketing strategy, and not just focus on tactics, but figure out your why. So come and join for a free month in my program, but also get 10 free blogs with Kiwi Writer. This is a really cool AI tool that will help you with your blogs. And no, blogs are not old news because guess what? You want to have as much content out there about your company, your business, your mission, what you're working on the next time OpenAI scans the internet. So start building your blog. And prize 2 is going to get you 30 minutes with Cherry Assistant. I'm working with Cherry Assistant. They're helping me create all of the overlays and all of the content that you're seeing now. Big shout out to Renee, who helps me. I talk with her every day. She's my virtual assistant through Cherry Assistant, and I'm grateful with my partnership with them. DJ Kim, who you might remember from before with Data Ghost, he is the CEO of Cherry Assistant, and so you'll get 30 minutes with them to work on your business efficiency. So he is just the guy you want to talk to. Prize 3, you're going to want to tag Buzz Builder in the comments to get 6 months free with them. This is cold outbound email, y'all, and they just do it for you, done for you. It's like an app that helps you figure out everything. So definitely check out Buzz Builder and Task Minions. So Task Minions, they'll be the one to help reach out to you if you win these prizes via email. It'll come from www.revening.com, but you get 500 human validated contacts from them or 10 hours of virtual assistant service. So tag Buzz Builder to enter to win prize 3. Prize 4 is 3 months free with Luna.ai. Tag Luna.ai. This is another email tool. This one has AI integrated to help you build your email as you're going. So you're going to want to use AI to learn what you're doing and your content from your data. And Luna's going to help you do that. I am excited to be testing out Luna myself. And also Luna's sharing cookies. So of course, get some Grove cookies and tag Luna and get 3 months there. Hashtag email will enter you for a year free with Lavender. And this is only for non-Lavender users. So definitely hashtag email there. Hashtag headset enters you for a headset advisor free headset. So definitely tag that throughout the show. And here's our best prize. I won't say best because there's 2 really great prizes. We'll say 2 best prizes of the night. is tag the Wishly group, which you'll hear from Aneesh himself tonight live. But enter to win to get 30 minutes free sales audit consulting with him. And you hear me talking about him the last couple weeks, so I'll save it because you'll hear an intro from him tonight. But this is only valid for sales leaders and sales pros looking to level up, as well as business owners, any CXO level directors and managers. You're not going to see as many of the 30 minutes available, unfortunately. But tonight we have this one prize, and one lucky winner is going to get it for prize 7. Prize 8 is a strategy session with Morgan Ingram himself. Hashtag AMP will enter you to win this strategy session, and you're going to see why you want this here in just a moment. But let me go ahead and bring in my partner here, Lydia. How's it going, Queen? Let me get her in here.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
I'm so excited for tonight.
I'm excited as well. I didn't bring up the sponsorship overlay yet. I was waiting to have you up here, but
yeah, I mean, same spiel, right? If you want to get the kind of visibility that these brands on the screen have here across all the channels that we broadcast on, it's an amazing opportunity to get some warm leads, have people engage with your offerings, drive traffic to your website. We've got some really amazing offers for 2024. So reach out. Let's definitely find something that works best for you.
yeah, we're going to try and test out monthly this time, either annual. So, of course, like if anyone's interested in the year, that's going to be your best bang for the buck, is to sign up for the year. But otherwise, in addition to the quarterly, offering it monthly as well, just based on some feedback we've had. So I'm interested in testing that out. But before we bring in our amazing guests, one last thing is that next week we have on DJ Kim himself, as well as J.R. Butler, founder and CEO of Shift Group. So DJ Kim, I mentioned earlier, it was the founder of Data Ghost, which was acquired. And then now he's CEO of Cherry Assistant. Looking forward to bringing them on. But let's bring on these awesome guests. What do you say, Lydia?
Let's do it. We've been waiting all week for this.
We truly have. Welcome to the show, Aneesh and Morgan. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, what's happening, people?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's do this. I'm ready.
Keep us honest from the party in the comments, everyone. Like, stop us. And, we've got Erica here in the background helping read your comments and putting them up on the screen or not. But ask us some good questions. Keep us honest and let us know what you want to know, because you know that Morgan and Aneesh have the juice. And this is our opportunity to pull it out of them live. So we want to hear from you, audience, and we want to make this about you. So, but before we do that, I'm going to put the old clock up here. And Aneesh, we'll start with you. Can you fill the 2 minutes and tell us your story, all about you? This is your 2 minutes to tell us about anything you want. Every guest gets this 2 minutes, but we really like to hear, your founder story. Like, where did you come from? What makes you human? Where were you raised? And like, why did you start the Wishly group? Like, what led you to that?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I love this show, love this community. That's why I'm sponsoring it. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good time. My name's Aneesh. I'm so pumped to be here today. Hey, it's my birthday today, and I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate it with all you.
Happy birthday!
I'm super pumped. I went out with wifey tonight. We had a great dinner, so I've already had a few drinks. I'm already really taking the whiskey thing real serious tonight. But the real truth is, I started the Wishly group. Like, so a lot of people don't know this. For those that know me, I'm that guy that started Rev Genius, took us from 0 to 5,000, first head of community. I work with folks like Morgan Ingram, who's on the show today. I work with Kevin Dorsey. I work with a lot of folks in the LinkedIn space behind the scenes. But I told Jesse in this and everyone behind the scenes, I was like, this is my first LinkedIn Live to like show people I'm beyond just community ops. So I'm super pumped to be here. Wishly Group's really there to help small businesses out. But today I'm really here to talk about Amp Up and all the fun things we did in Toronto. Honestly, my journey has been incredible. I've been in sales for the last 17 years. I've closed over $50 million in B2B high ticket sales. So for me, my expertise is sales, marketing, community. So if anybody does want that 30-minute slot later, just put the hashtag Wishly group, and I'll be here to help out anyone who needs help to take it to the next level. I don't need the 2 minutes. I think I'm good, but really excited to be here today. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, that's
man.
awesome.
Thank you for spending your birthday with us. I'm so happy.
I love the LinkedIn community. I really love the LinkedIn sales community. I hope people who know me from Rev Genius know that. Like, I'm here for the people, by the people, and I'm so pumped to be here with Morgan and everyone here today. So I'm excited, man. I'm amped. I'm amped up.
For the people, yes. And please, from the comments, everyone, please wish Aneesh a happy birthday by tagging him and just spamming his LinkedIn. And Aneesh, thank you so much for that 2 minutes. And thank you so much for believing in Whiskey Wednesday enough to sponsor us. But Morgan, I'm going to put the clock back up and fill that full 2 minutes. Like, we want to hear the backstory on Morgan. Like, tell us everything. Like, what is it that you can share here that you haven't shared somewhere else? Like, we want to know.
Take the 30 seconds left over from mine. You get 2.5, bro.
There you
go. Oh, okay. All right. I don't think people want to hear from you that long. Okay. Well, first and foremost, right? Like, if you want to hear something different from me, you all have to ask questions that I don't normally get asked. I get asked typically the same amount of questions. So y'all gotta ask, just go out of the box with your questions. Let's just get out of our comfort zone a little bit. So I'll say that. Anyways, I started off as an SDR. I actually cold called to get my job. And it was probably the worst cold call of all time. And they let me in. I don't know why, but they let me in the sales role. And about 5 months into my role, I started a YouTube channel called the SDR Chronicles. And it's still on YouTube if you want to go check it out. I posted a video every single day for 7 months. I got promoted to an SDR manager where I managed 13 reps. Most of you probably are familiar with this name, John Barrows. He found me, asked me to come be a sales trainer. I did that full time for 3.5 years. I trained some, small companies, Salesforce, Slack, Google, Snowflake. You might have heard of them. I don't know. But I did that. That was a ton of fun. I got to travel the world. I got to see a lot of great cultures. But the most important thing right now is elevating others. And it's his birthday. So y'all show Aneesh some love. Send him a video if you have not done that and wish him love. Because Aneesh is a great person to not only work with, but he's a great person to be around. Every person that we have on the AMP team all has a foundation in character, and that's the way that we operate. So really this night is all about elevating Aneesh and what he's done. He's done fantastic work, and I'm excited to see what he continuously does across the board because he's been fantastic. So I wanted to say that in front of everyone because he doesn't get all the love that he deserves. He did a lot of things behind the scenes for Amp Up, and without him, we probably would have floundered. So shout out to him for wrangling the craziness of all of us together. And I'm excited to dive into this. And I do implore you all to please ask good questions that are out of the box. Do not ask regular questions that people ask. That is my time.
Yes. Thank you so much, Morgan. And thank you for highlighting Aneesh because
Damn, bro. I was not expecting that today. That's the best birthday present right there. Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate you, man.
Happy birthday to Aneesh. And everyone, again, let's spam Aneesh tonight because it's his birthday. Just give him a happy birthday and tag him.
Sorry, wifey.
If you are not,
I'm in the DMs all night. There you go.
Well, there you go. Send him DMs. Yes, send him those videos, just like Morgan said. I love that, Morgan. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes. So, of course, enter to win these prizes throughout the conversation, but let's get it started. We want to hear the raw juice from the recap of Amp Up Live in Toronto. I know I had FOMO. Put hashtag FOMO if you had FOMO, if you saw about Toronto and you couldn't be at this sold out show. We all felt it, let's just admit it. But yeah, hashtag FOMO in the comments if you want to support me and you were feeling it like me. But also what questions you guys want to hear, ask the real questions, even if it's not business related, put it in the comments. We want to know. But let's just, we organize the conversation between your content track, your LinkedIn track, your sales track, and then the stepping into the one. But, feel free to flow with it however you want to share. But what knowledge would you guys share and recap on the content track?
Yeah, I think Morgan, why don't we start off by telling them what Amp Up was about, just in case some people didn't know what the movement is. Because Amp Up is beyond just the event in Toronto, folks. It's it's going to become global. I'm not going to reveal too much on this, but
relax. You got too much drinking, eh?
after
you're cut off.
After the success that we saw, it's beyond Toronto, folks. So get excited. it's coming to a city near you. But Morgan, why don't you tell everyone a little bit more about Amp Up, and then we can get into the questions and all that.
I'd probably say, you know, I see a couple friendly faces out in the audience, and most of you have probably been in a sales training before. I've led a lot of sales trainings. I've been in a lot of sales trainings that I would like to get my time back from, but and I've also have done a lot of public workshops. So I've done this format a ton of times. And so the difference in this one is that I wanted to bring something that had unique energy where people could feel like they could network and collaborate with other people and feel like they're a part of the event. And the big thing that I wanted to do was bring in insight so people could become the one. And what that means is that, one, you're getting better, 1% better every single day. Two, you're taking your skill sets to become the one in your family or become the one in your sales group that becomes that number one person. And that was our whole focus. So it's not just about, hey, how do we get better at sales? It's how do you get better as a human, and how do you get better at your craft so that you can elevate your game to that next level? And that's really what it was all about from the beginning. And that's why, you know, you'll continue to see it grow outside of just sales. And we're already working on some things that will be exciting for the community if you're looking to take your game to the next level, if that's you out in the audience and you feel that energy. So I know that I think I just saw her. She's in here, right? Okay, I think I saw Kate, but say like she was there. Oh yeah, boom! I say she's in there. So Kate was there. She could talk about it, but that's the main thing. Is that like that's the energy that we want to bring. That's the reason for Amp Up, and that's what we're looking to do at every single event. And people walking away being like, "That was the best event and vibe I've been a part of." Not only the content, but the people, and that's the key.
Yeah, that's good. And what about you, Aneesh? I want to hear your take from it too.
Oh, the event was amazing. Well, first of all, just being in real life with everybody, it was super poetic because we had the country manager for LinkedIn Canada be our opening remarks for that event. And if you take a look at where we're at right now, where 95% of that crew came from, we had 150 people there in the house. 95% of those folks came from this LinkedIn sales community that we have. And to see all those people come together to get better, to be the one, to zig when everyone else zags, that to me was so special. And for us to do it at a LinkedIn HQ in Toronto was the icing on the cake. So to be able to do it there was absolutely phenomenal. I think a lot of people learned a lot because the 3 talk tracks kind of need to be playing in all 3 of those areas with sales navigator, sales, content production. You got to be doing all 3 of those things to get people's attention. I'm sure we'll get into that in today's talk track and what we talk about today. But overall, it was just the energy in that room to see everyone come together, first time people meeting each other and all that. It was something special for sure. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
I definitely picked up on that vibe from seeing different people there, like some legends like Will and Jen from Lavender. Who here in the comments has heard of Lavender and like seen them on LinkedIn? Like put a 1 if you have and 2 if you haven't. If you're a 2 and you haven't heard of them, like, oh my gosh, that's like the example of like how to do LinkedIn. Yeah, go follow them.
We even hosted the first ever Jen versus Will live. It was crazy. Fire. Like it was so epic. I can't wait for us to release the recordings on that. Like that was something else. Like it was hilarious. The crowd was into it. Half the room was on Team Will. Half the room was on Team Jen. It was something else entirely, y'all. You need to you definitely need to check that out when we put it out when they put it out, because to do it live, it's a whole other vibe, y'all. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was different.
It was so good.
Gosh. Yeah. I love that. So tell us, like, you know, content track, LinkedIn track, sales track, like overall, what was like the biggest takeaway you feel like people got from Amp Up Live in Toronto?
You want more? You want
to
go?
That's a fantastic question. Shout out to all the people that posted their takeaways saying, hey, look, like this is what I got out of it. It was just awesome to see that. If you look at every single person's track, the centerpiece of it was, how do you communicate better with your buyers and be thoughtful in that approach? And I felt like every single person, that's what they brought it back to. If you heard Will when he was talking, he was like, hey, watch content to see how it connects with other humans so it can connect. Okay, that makes sense. Jen was talking about, hey, look at all this data of people saying they don't like salespeople and your messages aren't connecting, looking at bad emails and seeing how it can be good. And I just broke down how most people's profiles are robotic. They're not human. And so I think if we really look at what everyone was talking about, it was how to have a buyer-centric approach across the board. And then each track tactically told you how to do that in that lane. If I had to sum it up in the best way possible.
Ooh,
That's really cool. Sorry.
No, take it, Lydia.
I was going to say, we talk a lot about, personalizing and creating an emotional experience over just transactional messages and automation. But not too often do we actually get into the the steps you can take to do that. It's not just like, be more personal. I think, definitely having a major FOMO now, but laying out the action plan for doing that sounds really awesome. I expect a personal invite next year, just saying.
We got you.
You'll definitely get it. You'll definitely get it. And one thing to add, like a lot of people don't realize, because of the sales tech stacks that we have right now, it's so much easier for us to just mass spam everybody and blast everybody with our outreach. And it got to Jen shared a really good stat in her sales talk track, where it's like outbound activities increased by 10,000% over the last few years. 10,000%, which is why there's so many like changes with Google and Outlook on anti-spam and things like that. So it's gotten a lot harder to get people's attention. So if you're not investing in your skill set on how to be more thoughtful, how to build business acumen, that's a big thing Jen was talking about, and then how to repurpose content production. You need to be somewhat skilled in the content side, what Will was talking about, to get people's attention. You can't just do a standard email anymore to get like a high level person's attention unless it's a killer email. You have to find different ways to get people's attention, and that thoughtfulness is something that we're really, again, you got to be the one. And that's definitely something that came out a lot. The amount of people taking notes, be like, oh, I've never seen this, I've never heard this. Like, it was incredible. So just understand, everybody, the volume of prospecting for our prospects has gone up for what they're receiving 10,000%. So if you're just going through the motions, smiling and dialing, do the same thing over and over again, your results will decline. So there needs to be a pivot in the approach for sure.
Yeah, I love that. And I can tell that, like, just reading ahead in the comments, there's a lot of people who are resonating with that. Like, what questions would you all ask Aneesh? But I want to hear more about, like, I just tagged Jen Allen-Knuth, right? That's how you say it, Knuth?
You got it.
In the comments. So if you're not following her, then you probably live under a bridge. But if you, let's blow her up. She's coming on the show here in a few weeks. Coming back on the show. She was on it last year. Yeah, so tag Jen. But I want to know, like, what were those things people were writing down? You said that are like the new things that, like, we want to know. Like, we weren't able to be there. Like, we this crew, the Whiskey WinsDay crew, like, we love to learn. Like, so give us the tidbits that we can go and implement in our day to day.
Or you want to go? You want me to go?
You got it. Hey, you got it, man. You got it.
So one of the things to do, as from a content production standpoint, okay, so this is something that Will really spoke. I think it's a good place to start. We can go to, I'm sure Morgan can talk about the Jen part a bit more, but one of the biggest things that Will talked about was, let's say you have an amazing long form content that you did a recording, or maybe it's a blog. Let's say you've taken all that and you've done like a big thing with it. A really good thing to do is to cut that up into short form things that you can repurpose. A lot of the excuses that we were seeing from the audience during the break is like, oh, I won't have time to do that kind of stuff. I won't have time to do that kind of research. I won't have time to repurpose and touch all these different mediums. And Will made it very simple with his formula, where he came into the mix and he's like, if you have a long form piece of content, like a 7, 8, 10, whatever, 12-minute video you've made, or maybe written a long blog out, there are so many ways that you can cut that up with AI, or even if you want to spend some time on your own, cut up that content. Now you've got 5 different short form content that you can then repurpose onto LinkedIn, throwing stuff onto Twitter, throwing stuff into email format, making talking head videos where you're kind of the Alex Hormozy style of things. There's so many ways to repurpose what you already have as an organization that people just sleep on. And that's the stuff where you can start putting more frequency and volume of content out, and that's what gets people's attention over versus just sending the same, hey, bubbling this up to the top of your inbox. Now you're reaching up more creative ways across the board. Sorry, I didn't mean to make people that early in the call, but that's the truth. That's the truth. I mean, a lot of people still do that because they get lazy. So if you already have all this amazing content from your companies, there are ways to repurpose it without you breaking the bank on time or resources.
Ooh, yeah. Let's hope so, because man, times are tough right now. People don't have those resources. So that's a really good point. Like reduce, reuse, recycle. What stood out to you, Morgan? Like, what did you see everyone putting their head down on and writing?
It was one part, and Will was talking about how you need to study. And I think a lot of people, when they see content, they just look at that person and they're like, oh, they just do well, and then they just move on. They don't actually take the time to study what the posts are actually saying. And that's how you get better at anything. So when he was breaking down, hey, you should go to these places to understand hooks, or go to these places to understand how to write posts, that was a huge light bulb for a lot of people in the audience to be like, wait, oh yeah, I probably should study the hook. How did it make me feel? I just like how he broke that down. And we've done content for a while, so we intuitively look at these things. But most people who consume content, they don't ask themselves, why do I actually like this, right? And how can I use that for my own content best practices? So I saw that as a huge marker point. He had, again, a couple people up there. He had a couple posts that he broke down. I thought that was very helpful for everyone in the audience.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we only have 25 minutes left, so let's make sure that we get into all three topics. So the content track, the LinkedIn track, and the sales track. We got to hear a little bit on all three of those in the next 25 minutes. But before we really get into those broken up, let's hear a quick message from our sponsors.
Hey, Whiskey Wednesday. Thanks for having me here. I'm DJ Kim, the founder of Cherry Assistant, a virtual assistant agency for founders. Over the last 5 years, I've done everything from e-commerce, software, agencies. The only reason I was able to succeed in any of my ventures was really through my virtual assistants. Founders should be focused on leadership, vision, strategy, and not worried about their inbox, setting appointments, or customer support. These are the types of tasks that should be delegated to free up your time. And that's our goal with Cherry Assistant, is to help you source, train, and hire and onboard your own virtual assistants. For Whiskey Wednesdays, we're offering a free consultation for any of the prize winners. There's no time limit on the consultation. It's really to help you figure out what type of tasks that you need to delegate and what type of tasks you should be focusing on. At a minimum, you'll walk away with a full guide on what type of tasks to delegate, what tasks to prioritize, and how to actually go about delegating these types of tasks and hiring and sourcing a virtual assistant. You actually don't have to work with us, and we're happy to do this for any prize winner for free. In addition, we also have an AI SEO blog writer that we've created internally and that we're actually now public launching, called Kiwi Writer. You also get 10 free blogs for any of the prize winners. Our goal with Cherry Assistant and any of the tools that we're building is to help founders get their time back to focus on the more strategic aspects of their business.
What's up, Whiskey Wednesday? Aneesh here from the Wishley Group. Super excited to be one of the brand new partners for this incredible community. Huge shout out to Jesse and the team for what you built here. It's truly special, and I love being a part of it. For those of you who don't know who I am or why I'm here, I'm one of the founding members of Rev Genius. Took us from 0 to 5,000 members in just a few short months back when I was there. And now I get to work with folks like Morgan Ingram and Kevin Dorsey on scaling out their business operations. And that's exactly what the Wishley Group's about. We help small, medium-sized companies scale out their businesses by helping them out with sales and marketing efforts. That's really what we're about. And we know a lot of folks in this audience are those revenue professionals. You're either a founder, a marketer, a sales leader, or sales rep even. And we know that everyone has their own fair share of struggles. So what Jesse and I thought could be a fun giveaway is I'll sit down with 5 lucky winners this week to go through their sales/GTM audit. We'll take a look at your deal cycle, your ability to generate revenue, and we'll poke holes at it. We'll see if there's ways that we can improve things based off what you're currently doing. And we know right away that creates a lot of awareness for a lot of the clients we work with. So for those who don't know, I'm also ex-Pinterest and ex-Coca-Cola. I've worked on some of the biggest accounts in the world, closed $50 million in B2B high ticket sales, just myself. So I'm happy to bring all that expertise and knowledge to those 5 folks that win this week. So Jesse, I hope that's a fun enough contest for the crew. Really appreciate you having me here, and cheers, everybody.
Hey, Whiskey Wednesday. This is Steven, and I'm one of the founders and CEO of Luna.ai. A bit about us. Luna is an all-in-one B2B sales platform, meaning that we're using AI to find your perfect leads, scour the entire internet to find every piece of information there is to find, and then use this information to write mind-blowing sales emails. And they're not just random emails, because Luna learns from all of your feedback and all of your preferences to write emails just like you would have done it yourself. And the best part is, as soon as you've trained Luna enough, you'll unlock autonomous mode, meaning that Luna will start reaching out to prospects on your behalf. Well, we are super excited to be part of Whiskey Wednesday, and we're looking forward to welcoming a few lucky viewers and have them win a premium account with us. And if you're not one of these lucky viewers, no problem at all, because we also have a free plan which you can use to take Luna for a spin. See you soon.
Definitely go take Luna for a spin. It's really awesome. And if you have any questions, they have a very active Slack community. And Marin, go ahead and tag her, because I know there's people here who know her. She's amazing. She's super helpful with getting you started as well. And other quick note, Aneesh, we have to clear that up because we no longer are giving away 5 sessions. So I apologize. We need to get a new video. There is 1 session we're giving away this week, but tell people a little bit more about what they get in that 30-minute session, Aneesh, since we have you here.
Yeah, for sure. So the calls I've had so far have been incredible. Like everyone from like looking for a new job. Some people have showed me their sales and go-to-market process. Other people want to talk about community playbooks because I help build up RevGenius. So whatever topic you're trying to do, where you're trying to get more business, more revenue, that building out your revenue engine, that's sort of where I've come in to sort of consult people, because I've done it for a lot of folks in our space. I'm doing it with Morgan right now. I've worked with KD. There's a whole bunch of different folks that I've worked with there. So if you want more advice on how everything from your cold email script, your cold call script, whatever it is, all the way to your playbook to build out your revenue engine, I'm here to help.
I love that. Thank you so much for your generosity and sharing. But let's break this down now. So if we're going to get into the content track, crafting captivating captions or connections, Morgan, Aneesh, I'm going to just put the 2 of you on the screen. Like, teach us I'm a marketer. What does this marketer need to know? I like to sit here and say that, I'm an out of the box marketer. I'm not your regular B2B marketer. Even my little thing here says slang marketing mediocrity. Like, I'm not your average marketer, but like, still there's new things I'm not doing. So like, what can you teach me about content? And like, also, how can salespeople start doing more of this content stuff too?
Well, it's a good question. I don't know what you know and what you don't know, right? So I can say something you already know. But let's talk about the salespeople first. All right. So if you're in the chat and you want to start creating content in your sales, put a 1. I just want to get a pulse check of who's out there. This is where most people go absolutely wrong. And I did it as an SDR. I created content. I edited content. I did a YouTube channel. And everyone doesn't have to do that. But like, when you think about creating content as a salesperson, the first thing you need to think about is, how do you be a curator, not a creator? And what I mean by that is, a curator is someone who takes content that already exists and then add their perspective. That doesn't require you to go in a studio or create a video or get a script. And most people overthink this. So right now, if you're thinking about creating content, you need to be a curator, and you need to go find content in your industry and then provide your feedback on that. Because guess what? If you're in sales, you should be reading about your industry anyways. Otherwise, you're gonna get smoked. So the thing you should be doing right now is researching these things and then provide your perspective and post once a week. Y'all, this is really not that difficult. Go find something, a podcast, a blog post, a YouTube video. I really don't care. Read it, watch it, learn. That's going to help you earn. And then now you provide your perspective once a week. That's 52 posts. Let's say 48 due to holidays, maybe vacation, etc. Right? Go have your fun. That's 48 posts. As of right now, only 2 to 3% of people post on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. So be a part of the 2 to 3%. That's a pretty good percentage, considering that's a small amount of people. And so that's what I would do there. In terms of marketers, again, this is my perspective. Every marketer is different. Majority of marketers in the B2B space are product marketers, and that's what they've grown up on. Most marketers in the B2B space do not think from a creative or content lens because they've never had to do that. They've had to look at analytics, PR, etc. So now, due to the market changing and the buyer landscape changing, you have to be creative. Otherwise, again, I've said this earlier, you're going to get smoked. And so the best thing I would think about is productions. So, I mean, bias, that's what we do. But also as well, like, you have to think about every single thing as a production. How can I engage, accelerate, enhance the buyer journey? There is a stat out there that there's only 5% of people prepared to buy. I'm going to say that again because I think y'all missed this. There's only 5% of people prepared to buy whatever you're offering. This is a LinkedIn stat, by the way. You can go look this up right now if you don't believe me. So 95% of people are like, just need education. You need to stay top of mind. And so if you think of every marketing angle you do as a production, that's how you keep people top of mind before you then offer that thing. So that's what I'd say there. That's my soapbox. I'm out. Aneesh, I don't know what to say. That's my answer.
No, I was like, he's about to go off. Like, he gets very passionate about it. I actually have a hot take on this. Like, I know a lot of people that say post consistently, and even Morgan just said post once a week, curate your stuff. But what I will caution people on, I know there's only 2-3% of people posting. Don't post for the sake of posting because people will just coast right by that. There needs to be some intention with what you're trying to do. So always ask yourself, how do you want people to feel once they've read or gone through your content? What is it? What is the promise you're trying to make them? And how does that connect back to what you're trying to offer? I'm just letting everyone know I've been posting content for a long time. And I'm not going to lie, I got into this motion of like, I'm going to post something just for the sake of consistency. But LinkedIn has done a very good job with their algorithm of shutting down a lot of reach when it's not useful content. So you need to ask yourself, what is the utility or the so what? And if you're not thinking through that, that is the equivalent of smiling and dialing. That is the equivalent in our world. Yeah. If you're transcending from being someone who smiles and dials, like, oh, I gotta be prepared for this call. I gotta be ready with the problem and all those things you're practicing. If you're not taking that same level of intentionality to your content creation game, you will get blown by. That is the honest truth. So that's definitely something that came out during the amp up piece as well. Intentionality and being present with what you're trying to do and not just going with emotions, because everyone said, be consistent, post every day. Be consistent, but you got to post with something that's actually relevant. And if you're not putting in that kind of thought process, as Morgan says, you're going to get smoked real quick.
That's a good point. Don't just post for the sake of posting. I had a really good chat. Jesse, killing me with these new layouts. I had a really good chat with Kyle Assay the other day, and I was asking him, like, how did you, because, you know, he's got like 10,000 subscribers to his newsletter or something. And I'm like, man, like, how do you decide? Like, everything he posts is literally so valuable. And I'm like, how do you, what? One, he breaks apart into purposes, like you guys said, but he's like, every time before I hit the post button, I ask myself, is this actionable? And is it something that I wish someone had taught me? And I'm like, that's really good. I mean, this is like exactly in line with what you guys are saying. So now I'm trying to, you know, ask myself every day, is this actionable? Is it something that's going to help somebody with something? Of course, the dog pictures I post are not actionable, but hopefully they put a smile.
You know,
cheer people up. They
gotta add some levity.
People up. Like that's the utility. It makes people smile, and people love dogs. But if you do that 5 times a week, you know, people are gonna be like, is she a dog person or is she a salesperson? Who knows? I don't know.
Butters gets like a monthly debut. That's about it. I cap it. Screen time.
We'll take Butters once a month.
Yeah, no, that was all good. And, you know, I'm trying to think I don't think, you know, I'd heard anyone really say it so beautifully, even though I've started to learn it just from like becoming a recent LinkedIn creator, that like, you know, it's okay to post 3 to 5 times a week, actually, and not post every day. And so I've even been taking the weekends off myself more and more, but I thought you both, you know, beautifully explained that and like put thoughts behind it. But I'd love to hear from people in the comments, like how many times a week are you posting? Like put the number in the comments. Are you doing it 7 times a week? Are you posting every day? Like I know if Cindy Cohn, Queen of Joy, is still here, she was doing it like multiple times a day. So like, where are you? I want to know, like, are you posting a lot? I definitely have taken it way back, and we only have a few more minutes to really cover. So I want to let you both talk some more, and like, let's hear from the sales track. Like we all need to, it's hard right now, right? It's like, how do you, what was it that we could take away from the sales track?
Yeah, I can start with that, Morgan, if that's okay.
What?
Jen, the part that Jen spent the most time on during the sales track was her email framework. And I'll share it with everybody on the call here today. So sorry, the screen's my bad. Okay. So essentially the way it started was a lot of the times the average, because she worked at Lavender, she has all this like thousands of email data to go through here. So she shared a bunch of stats to let everyone know where the baseline was. And folks, because of the templated softwares and all, like we tend to start with ourselves. And I know everyone here has heard this already, but I'll give everyone the specific framework so you can get tactical. That's really the goal of the show today. So the big one was you start with something relevant that you've seen in that impacts their business. Now I want everyone to go back to business school and think about these dimensions. Okay. I'm adding in this commentary. Jen didn't go this specific, but her and I talked about this during the break. So you want to use like the PESTLE framework, right? You've got anything politically, economically, social things that are happening, technology, ecological, and legal. These are the macro level things that impact what's happening to businesses. All right. That's the business acumen piece that Jen was really speaking to. So if you're not tapped into Google Alerts or Feedly or different macro level research tools that tell you what are happening with all those dimensions I just mentioned, you are not going to be able to make a business case to get someone's attention, especially if they're above the power line. So when you want to communicate with director, SVP, C-suite, you need to find a business level thing that's going to impact their business to either increase their P&L or decrease their P&L. That is the best way to get someone's attention for a problem that you solve. So you want to start with noticing something that's macro level that's impacting their business. Then from there, you want to talk about how it impacts their business. Then you want to insert a social proof that shows how you've solved for that impact. And then a soft sell call to action that everyone I'm sure has heard now, where you're asking for interest versus time. If you follow those 4 things, that is what Lavender has been promoting as a higher score from what Jen was saying. I just gave you a little bit more commentary on that first part that really gets the attention of decision makers.
Ooh, that was some good takeaways there. But like, what's coming up for you, Morgan, on all of that?
I feel like he just gave all the tea.
My bad, dog.
I got no tea left to give. Like what? What in the world? Actually, I'm on this, right? What a lot of the stuff that was in the sales piece was exactly what Aneesh said, but also understanding that a lot of the things that lead to success are the basics. And a lot of people don't do the basics. There's a lot of the stuff we talked about. We're just like, okay, are you doing X, this research? Okay, you're not doing that. So you probably should do that, right? Are you writing your email in this way? Okay, you're not doing that. Are you reading your email aloud, right? It's just these little things that people miss on that to amplify on that. So I don't want to go too deep into this because Aneesh just gave a really good nugget there. And from a time perspective, all I will tell y'all is a lot of the things we were talking about in the sales track where this is what's happening. Due to automation and tech, we've taken it too far. How do we bring it back down to the basics and the foundation?
Yeah, bring it back to the basics. I love that. I used to always say that, in marketing too, is just like, bring it back to the basics. Like there's all these new things, new tools all the time. But at the end of the day, are your customers happy? And who are your customers? Do you have product market fit? And like, how did they hear about you? Did you ask them how they heard about you, or are you just assuming? But no, I think that's really great advice. And we do have to give away these prizes. We also have the Guru of the Week. The Guru of the Week. Who do you all think Morgan and Aneesh chose as their guru? I want to give everyone in the comments a few seconds to type in who you think they would choose as Guru of the Week. Let's just tag anyone because, man, there are so many awesome people out there. It is really hard to narrow it down to one. So this one person is really special. You know, the Guru of the Week that we talk about, it is someone who walks the walk and talks the talk on LinkedIn. And so I'm excited. This person has never been a Guru of the Week on Whiskey Wednesday. But I'm going to put the two of you back up on the screen. And could you tell our audience, drum roll, about this Guru of the Week? Let me pull down this track here. And I'm going to get up this person's image. Boom! Aneesh and Morgan, tell us all about Julia Carter.
I've seen a lot of content. I've done a lot of content. Done a lot of trainings. And the main reason for this one is because when you're on LinkedIn, you can go in a lot of different routes. And the route that Julia has gone on is just like, yo, this is it. Like, that's just the best way to put it, right? She's making her content like really funny. She's going about and doing her thing, right, on a consistent basis when she's doing her content. She's also doing really good videos as well. Y'all know I like some really good video content as part of that. So that's why she's getting it. And I've consistently seen her continuously just hop in the comments, be engaged, being her the entire time. I know there's a lot of people that obviously could get these things, but Julia is the one here that we want to give to.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Morgan just said. So for anyone who's thinking about making a personal brand for themselves, just remember the key word in that is personal. It's not just about the technical stuff. It's about how do you showcase your values, your attitudes, whatever it is, through a written forum on a social, digital, asynchronous platform like LinkedIn. And that's where, even if you look at her bio, it's like slayy. Like, it's something funny. It's something. It's not like I help people do this.
Like, this is it.
like her piece of like how she communicates what she's about is already like comedy. It's in her comments. It's in her content. So just remember that, folks. When you're trying to create personal branding content, don't forget the key word in that is personal, and that's how you make that social connection. 100% agree with Morgan on this one.
What do you got? Quick question, because this comes up a lot in some of our groups. What about when the company that you work for tries to put a damper on your LinkedIn or wants you to promote? I mean, I know what I do. I'm not going to recommend it to anybody because you might lose your job.
Nice.
But do you guys have any words of wisdom?
Oh, snap.
Look,
How much whiskey do I got for this one, baby?
I mean, look, it really it depends on what your end goal is, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, if you don't want, like, let's put it this way: if you're creating content and you actually just want to be like full time in creating content, then yeah, you probably shouldn't care. Just go somewhere else. Like, it doesn't really matter. But if you're like, yo, I like being here because like I could be a potential like leadership, executive leadership. Okay, you might want to tone it down a little bit. So it just depends on what your end goal is. Like, I don't think anyone actually has the right to tell you to do whatever. And most people at the end of the day don't realize the impact of what it does because they're not doing it actively. But yeah, I mean, if I was in that person's shoes, yeah, I would just leave. Like, it's pretty simple for me, but I know everyone doesn't have the luxury to just say, hey, I'm just going to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you are going to share your company's content, though, you've got to put your personal spin on it, right, Aneesh? Like, don't just repost stuff. Like, talk about why it's important, why people should care. At least put some sort of personal aspect to that, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways, right? Like, you gotta, if you're getting senior leadership saying stop posting content on LinkedIn, it's crazy. One thing you do need to post about your company if you're getting that kind of let's call it negative attention.
Sure.
And it's convincing your leadership that I'm actually helping the entire sales team out, and just hit them with the Gong playbook, right? This was Udi's number one playbook. When they had 12 employees at Gong, they would strategically plan out when they were posting LinkedIn content for Gong, and they would be their own amplification and evangelism team, all 12 of those employees. And now they're worth $7.5 billion. So go ahead and, hit them with that stat. But the reality is, when you have leadership that's like, hey, we don't like it when you talk about your personal things, because you're a reflection of the company. To Morgan's point, you need to ask yourself, like, that to me is a huge red flag culturally, where they're not as inclusive as their DE&I policy might indicate. And the other thing is to be like, hey, you know what? If you do want to move up within that company, you are going to have to get reserved. I'm just being real. But if you feel like your personal brand, because of job security, you're giving value, you're able to create financial and time freedom for yourself eventually by coming into LinkedIn. That's what Morgan's done. That's what I've done. That's a risk you're going to have to take in order for you to be able to amplify your own voice. 100%.
Yep. What would you add? Anything else there, Morgan?
No, I think Aneesh has said it perfectly. I think across the board, I don't think I have actually anything else to add there.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot issue. What were you going to say, Lydia?
I was just going to say, we've got a ton of prizes to give away if you guys are ready for that.
Yeah, I do know there are people in the community, though, that are always bringing up, like, oh, man, just like their employers, like, coming down on them. You know, it's just heartbreaking because, yeah, it's to your employer's advantage to let you be your authentic self, in my opinion. But, yeah, let's give away these prizes. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them up. And we've got, for our first prize is #marketing. And I'm seeing them a little out of order, so I might do them out of order. But the first one I'll do in order, which is #marketing for prize 1. There were 3 entries. This is 1 month with my program, as well as 10 free blogs with Kiwi Writer, which is an awesome AI blog tool. Marissa, congratulations. I can't wait to connect with you. Nice. Yes, I love that. Congratulations.
I should have signed up for that. What?
Yeah, you missed out.
I didn't know we weren't. Was that allowed to? Damn.
Out. Prize 2, Cherry Assistant. Let's see who's gonna get that time with DJ Kim. Renee, Brandy, or Lauren. Ooh, I don't know. Who's it gonna be? Renee, congratulations. You get
Renee called in from what was it, Spain?
She's in the Philippines.
The Philippines, yeah. Oh my
yes. God. That's awesome.
Shout out to Renee. Thank you.
Shout out to her. I know. Way to go. I'm gonna pull.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, way to go, Renee. Everyone tag Renee, give her some love. She's awesome. Let's do prize 3, which I believe was #email. So we're going to do #email. There are 2 entries here. David or Fiona wanted #email, which I believe was the lavender prize. Fiona, congratulations. We will follow up. I'll put, we'll collect your email. So if you could go to revening.com/winner, that'll be what Chandra with Task Minions will send to you. Because we're just trying to collect your email so we can connect you with the brands via email. Let me go in. So we've got a few winners now.
Can we put the overlay back up, or is it?
Which overlay?
Oh, that's fine. Of the prize numbers.
Let's see.
No big deal.
Prize. So we've got AP. Congratulations. Way to go, AP. AP won a prize. AP's so awesome. He's in the Taking Up Space program. AP, if you're still here, would love to know your thoughts of what you're thinking about everything you're learning in my group session. He's pretty awesome. He's a great student. He makes some bomb carousels now. Buzz Builder. So who is going to win the prize that you entered to win Buzz Builder for? Is it Kate? Is it Marissa? Is it Lauren? Kate, congratulations.
Hey, Kate.
Let's go, Kate.
Woo, woo. Yeah, let me pull up the revening.com.
Can I just say, Kate came in from Syracuse to Toronto for that event.
That's
awesome. She was committed. So shout out to her.
Shout out to Kate. So much love for Kate.
Big shout out, Kate. Thank you so much for being here. Kate's awesome. She's been on Whiskey Wednesday before. That was a really great episode. She's an amazing content creator. Yes.
So good.
And I love her story and everything. Just let's get into it. So let's give away headset. #headset. Ooh, 6 people want a headset. So we've got, is it Dan? Is it Fiona? Oh my gosh.
Headset. Everybody wants a headset.
I know, right? They are
Who
awesome.
doesn't?
That's
Marissa twice.
Hey, she's running it up.
Ooh,
Hey,
she
congrats.
won again. Congratulations, Queen. Let's go ahead and give away another prize because, man, we just give away a lot of prizes. This is a giving show, and we've got 2 more to give away. And this one is for the Wishley group. Ooh, Brandy or Lauren. This is going to be a good one. 2 powerhouse women who are members of Women Wave Warriors, which is a community. Lauren, congratulations! You get 30 minutes with Aneesh. Lauren's doing some really awesome. If you haven't tuned in to Lauren's Friday show, Lessons with Lauren, she's doing some raw epic stuff on live stream. Go follow her. And congratulations, Lauren, on winning 30 minutes with Aneesh. Aneesh, have you met Lauren?
No, I don't think so. I think we're connected a little bit, but yeah, I haven't actually had a chance to talk to her yet.
Now you are.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the real prize, everybody.
Yes, hashtag AMP 6 entries here.
That was with you.
Who's it gonna be?
Let's go.
Lauren, Kate, I see Heather, Seth, Jenna, Heather Soros. Oh, Heather, congratulations.
This is such a good name.
Heather Rex.
Heathersaurus Rex.
Heathersaurus Rex is a fantastic name.
It is a great name, and she's been on Whiskey Wednesday actually too. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's Heather Frady, in case you don't know. I think she's watching on YouTube tonight.
Oh, look, it's a great YouTube name. Shout out to her.
Shout out, Heather. I can't remember her exact title. Was it like a director of sales? I don't know, but she's doing some
what I do.
stuff.
Like she runs like an amazing, huge, very complex sales dev org that does third-party stuff. She's awesome. I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome. So I'm excited you get to meet her, Morgan. So to all of our winners, if you could just go claim your prize, go to reveting.com/winner. And if you're not here and you're not hearing this message, then Chandra with Task Minions will be in touch with you to claim your email, and then we'll connect you with those brands in the email. But before we close out tonight, I'm sad. I want to let the listeners hear from you both one more time. Could you let them know just like what you're up to now? What's the next thing, and where can they go connect with you? Let's start with you, Aneesh.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually working way more closely with Morgan now. So from an amp up perspective, if you're looking for any sort of media productions, trying to activate your brands, if anyone here is working for any B2B brands, hit me up, because what we did with Amp Up and what Morgan's done with a whole bunch of other brands, it's only the beginning. So if you want to find ways to use video, media, LinkedIn to evangelize your brand, hit me up, because I'll be leading up that whole initiative with Morgan moving forward.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. Morgan, how about you? Fill us all in.
Yeah, there's a lot happening going into the next year. So Amp Up Toronto, as Aneesh said, is not going to be the first one. We have plans to do more. Where we're going, I mean, y'all can guess, but we'll tell y'all soon. It will be a fun surprise for everyone involved. And yeah, so just stay tuned for what we're doing. As you probably seen with AMP as a whole, we're really focused on B2B media production. We're going to be the best at that, and so our next year is going to be doing more live events, more productions, and you're going to see more from us. So follow the AMP page, AMP, super simple. Follow me, and you'll see the updates of what we do next.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing a recap of this amazing event that was sold out really fast. I remember.
Yeah, it was quick.
It was overnight, man. We're like, oh my days, what just happened?
Yeah, so you have to do that again. I'm looking forward to seeing what the two of you accomplish together. And man, I hope both of you can come to the after party. If anyone here in the comments can come to the after party, we'd love to have you there. Reveting.com/after party. It'll just redirect you to a Zoom. And, we'll just kick it for an hour. And we want to hear from the audience. This is your chance to share your feedback from the show. Let me know how bad my camera production stuff was. But big thanks to Erica in the background again for helping with all the comments. She's awesome. And she is here locally. I'm going to her birthday party. So happy birthday to Erica. And Lydia, thanks for everything you do and for the Ruby course. You didn't get a chance to talk about it. Do you want to tell anyone, fill us in on what you're doing?
They've heard enough. Follow me, follow Ruby Project. My cold call course is dropping next week. Pretty soon going to have some really awesome bundles for you guys. So just let's stay connected and keep an eye on us.
Let's do it. All right, Whiskey Wednesday crew. Well, I hope to see you over on the Zoom. And I'm going to close us out with the outro video. Peace.